if you just design for desktop, which people have, ever since computers started and the internet started, because that's where it all began, right? And so I think the standard is to design for desktop first, and then just try to move things around, make it a little smaller to fit on mobile. But mistakes can happen where the text suddenly is too small, or on desktop, you have a lot of horizontal real estate, and so you can put 3-4 columns of information. On mobile, you don't have that real estate, so now suddenly you have to stack everything, and the user is scrolling endlessly to see all the information because they can't possibly fit it all on the same screen. And so recently there's been a bit of a movement to design what's called mobile first design, which I try to think of as I'm designing for basically everything these days, where I'm trying to imagine how, I'm designing on a desktop screen, but how would this look if it was 4 times smaller, right? So things like contrast become really important, making sure that your text is legible on a photo. A lot of people just put text on photo and call it a day, but if it's smaller on a mobile phone, maybe you have contrast issues, and now suddenly the copy that a copywriter spent an hour thinking about is illegible. So contrast is really important. Text size is really important. And if you're doing something like A+, or even a Shopify web design, you have to think about getting as much bang for your buck on the same screen on mobile. For desktop, you can show a lot of information. You can blow things out. Things are almost for granted really easy to see, really easy to read. And then when you try to scale down for mobile, suddenly you realize like, oh crap, all this information that I was able to fit in one screen suddenly doesn't, and people might lose context on mobile. So if you start on mobile and make sure it looks really, really good there, I think you're setting yourself up to a really great experience on desktop, instead of designing a good experience for desktop and having to struggle to squish it down into mobile. So yeah, you have to start thinking about mobile as a priority these days.